Welcome to 18th Century Cooking. I'm your host, John Townsend. Today we're going to be doing a very interesting, a very delicious herb pie from 1769. Come along with us as we savor the flavors and the aromas of the 18th century. This recipe is from the experienced English housekeeper, Elizabeth Raffold. And this is 1769, great little recipe. It's actually called an herb pie for Lent. These Lenten recipes, there are a lot of Lenten recipes in these cookbooks. They're perfect for the vegetarian today, very easily adapted. They might have a few ingredients here or there that you might need to swap out. But this is also just a great recipe, even if you are not a vegetarian or it's not Lent necessarily. So this recipe starts off with lots and lots of greens. Let's get started. So the author here gives us a list of greens that we can put in this pie. Lettuce, leeks, spinach, beet greens. It just says beets, but I think she means beet greens, and parsley. Also, we're going to need for this recipe some groats. So we need some cut oats. We also need a few onions, and then some butter, and of course, some pie crust so we can put this into a pie. I almost forgot the fruit component of this recipe. Before the greens go in the pan, while the butter's all melted and getting hot, we're gonna fry up some thin apple slices first thing. So you need an apple sliced up thin. So we got our greens frying. The next thing that goes in, and while they're frying, is we're gonna add the oatmeal. This is pre-cooked oatmeal. She talked about it in the recipe as already boiling it in a bag. That's kind of difficult. So I just cooked these up in a pan like you would do steel cut oatmeal, nice, heavy, textured oatmeal. We also cooked this with onions cut up in it. Onions inside your oatmeal. Once this is already cooked up, we're gonna just put this right in the pan, fry it along with all the rest. We just needed to get all that stuff in the pan kind of fried up. It doesn't need to cook a lot, but we do want this sort of pre-cooked. Now it's in our pie crust, and it didn't necessarily call for a particular pie crust. A lot of these recipes use a puff paste. This is gonna go in the oven, and I would say 375. You'll need to cook this for approximately 45 minutes to an hour. Let's get this in the oven. Here's our beautiful pie. It looks wonderful, really. And it's got a wonderful pie smell to it. I don't know, the internals look a little brown, but let's find out whether it's good. Oh yeah. Maybe a little mushroom ketchup, maybe a little sauce on this, but just like it is, it's actually super good. Very buttery. In fact, the recipe calls for as much as a pound of butter. Doesn't say how big the pie is, though. That's one of the confusing things about so many of these recipes. They'll give an ingredient amount for one item, but none of the others. So you don't have a size reference at all. So you really have to kind of run with it. Oh yeah. I think I chose right with the pie crust too. Puff paste, wonderful. Wonderful flavors, especially for this time of year. It's springtime, it's Lent time. There's not a lot to be had, so greens can be had. Oh, I just got a little bit of that apple. That's really good in there. It's got all these kind of complex flavors with these different kind of greens, and you can get to choose the greens you want. It's so good, so good. This is such a good recipe. It's a good recipe to share with friends if you can cook it. And even if you can't cook it, you can share the video. Thank you so much for all you do, and thanks for watching.